Allah is my heart's speech. Your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest. Permit me to pass the ultimate test.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Nabiyyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To yet another edition of your show, Ask Huda, where you get to ask any question that you like in matters of Islam, pertaining to Aqeedah, beliefs, to fiqh rulings, and even to matters of spirituality. I have with me our Sheikh, Dr. Muhammad Salah, to answer your questions. And to remind you, our numbers are 00202 38 555 248 and 249. Or you can also email us outside the hours of the show on ask@huda.tv, and we will process your questions accordingly. So please remember to keep to our number one rule, which is to keep the volume down of your television when you ring us. Otherwise it will cause confusion in answering the calls. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh. Kayfa haluk? How are you?
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah. Thank you. Jazakallahu khairan.
Wa iyaakum. We are now entering the last 10 nights of Ramadan, so this is a very busy time for
we already did.
Yes, alhamdulillah. And we are, yes, alhamdulillah, this is a busy time for all of us. But at the same time, people still need their questions answered. And we'll move straight into a question that we had from a caller a couple of days ago, Sister Noura from Sudan. She explained her situation where her mother and her brothers are not practicing. Unfortunately, her mother doesn't even pray all her prayers, and she unfortunately drinks alcohol. But she'd like to spend time with her mother and her brothers to influence them, inshallah, in a good way. However, the sister's husband is not keen on this idea because he feels that they will bring a negative influence to the family. What advice do you have for her, Sheikh?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi wa kafa wa salamun ala ibadihi alladhina istafa. لا سيما المصطفى صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. No doubt that upholding the ties of kinship has a great deal of importance in Islam, particularly being dutiful to one's parents. In many verses in the Quran, Allah puts it number 2. Second, to believe in Allah and not setting partners to Him in worship. For instance, He says in Surah An-Nisa, وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَلَا تُشْرِكُوا بِهِ شَيْئًا وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا. Worship Allah and do not set partners to Him in worship, and be good to your parents. Even if the parents happen to be not just sinners and not practicing, even if they were disbelievers. We find the Quran says, وَصَاحِبْهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا. They still do have rights for being parents, for being the reason for your existence and you come into this life. So you owe them the service and being dutiful to them, treating them with kindness and gentleness, and obeying them as long as that does not affect your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَصَاحِبْهُمَا فِي الدُّنْيَا مَعْرُوفًا. Give them a good company in this life. But if they struggle with you to make you disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or set partners to Him in worship, فَلَا تُطِعْهُمَا. Obey them not. So now we have a situation where a dutiful daughter who wants to be good and kind and appreciative to her mother, who is not practicing, who is an alcoholic, and the husband is afraid that his mother-in-law, if she comes to the country and she stays around the kids, that she is going to have a bad influence on them. We look into the benefit-risk ratio. The benefit-risk ratio. Sometimes we have to prescribe a medication. Any medication that consists of chemical substance has side effects.
Yes. Indeed,
so we take the package. There are side effects, but in order to heal something else. So the husband has the right, after consulting with his wife, who is the daughter of this woman who is not practicing, to examine the entire situation. You want to be good to your mother? Yes, we can do that. Perhaps you can go and visit her. And if she's coming, if we can set certain rules that she has to abide with, such as no drinking, no smoking, no cursing at home, perhaps bringing her to our house will impress her, will make her realize the beauty of Islam and she start practicing the deen, if she was one day a Muslim, or if she was not, may Allah guide her to Islam. So that to be determined based on the severity of the conditions and the circumstances of the situation. But this is a general advice. So the husband and the wife will weigh the benefit versus the risk. And based on that they will decide. And if they decide that she may come, they have some backup plan, plan B. In case that she came and she started misbehaving or really spreading her poison and having a bad influence on the children, in this case, the first flight and see you later. Or if you can host her in an hotel or whatever. Main thing is not to take care of your mother who is, as you said, that she is not practicing, etc., and she's alcoholic, that you can ruin your family. And I'm saying that from an experience. Sometimes a father or a mother who's far away from the deen, or he is not a Muslim, would come to visit their children who are married, raising beautiful children in a Muslim family, in a Muslim country, and just 1 or 2 weeks visit can turn this life into a misery.
Subhanallah.
So instead of that, you have to think about it wisely and discuss it together.
Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh. We have Sister Nada on the line from Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum, Sister. Yes, Sister.
I have 2 questions.
Yes, okay, go ahead.
One of them, they're both a little bit complicated. The first question is about if somebody has a parent who is mentally ill and has nobody to take care of this parent does not have responsible children. And also this parent would be in danger to herself or others. Is it permissible to put this parent in a nursing home specifically for people who have mental illnesses or in institutions? The other question is the prayer times, the al-Qura versus the Ikna Fajr times here in Saudi Arabia. I have a friend who starts praying Fajr 30 minutes after the Adhan is called here in Saudi Arabia. And during this 30-minute period, he will also make the Hajj. But he will stop fasting at the time of the Adhan, just to make it conservative.
So you will fast according to the Adhan of al-Qura, the local Adhan, right?
Yeah, the local Adhan is by
Okay, I got it. Okay. I think I'm familiar with this situation. Okay.
Yes.
Next.
Okay. Okay, Jazakallah khairan. We've got your 2 questions there. We have Sister Zainab on the line from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Zainab.
Wa alaikum assalam. Ramadan Kareem to you.
Same to you, Sister Zainab. Thank you.
Jazakallah khairan. Yes, Sister.
My question is, whenever I perform ablution, and after when I will do my prayer, then I will experience something that will come out from my private part. And no matter how many times I do ablution again, I will still experience the same thing. What do I do? Do I ignore it? Is it the shaitan, or do I have to keep performing the ablution again and again?
So, Sister Zainab, it is not mere speculation or frustration. It is physically you see this execution. Okay, she's cut off.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Inshallah, maybe we can deal with both scenarios, maybe, okay. if it's something real or if something isn't. So, yes, Sheikh. So we had another question from Sister Ahmed in the United States regarding what can women who have experienced their menses during these last blessed 10 nights of Ramadan, what can they do? What's a good program that you can recommend for them to do in the absence that they can't pray and they can't physically touch the Quran, read from it?
They can do, by the grace of Allah, a lot. And I began by saying that they can do a lot because they say, if I say later on, okay, they can do dhikr. Some people belittle that, while the greatest act of worship is the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are tremendous reward in the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أَلَا بِذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَطْمَئِنُّ الْقُلُوبِ. And Allah praised وَالذَّاكِرِينَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا وَالذَّاكِرَاتِ. And those who remember Allah much, of men and women. Remember Allah much. And Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha wa ardaha asked the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam if she is certain that tonight is the night of Al-Qadr. how she should invoke Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he said, say, Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. And the afwa level is much greater than forgiveness.
Right, so this afwa is greater than ghufran.
Exactly. So once Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pardons, it will not be recruited, it will not appear in the record, it will not show anymore. The pardoning is much greater than mere forgiveness. So when you say فَلْيَعْفُوا وَلْيَصْفَحُوا, it is greater than forgiving, because you may forgive somebody but you still remember. And you have this bitter taste in your mouth. That you remember he's done something bad to you or. But pardoning or al-af is deletion. Is completely deleted and erased from the history. As it did not ever happen. So the greatest thing that we can ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during those nights is what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam instructed Aisha to say, Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. Does this require tahara? No, it does not. Does this require wudu and the person to be sitting in the masjid anywhere? Even while you're cooking and preparing the iftar or the suhoor or doing any physical activities, you can continuously say, Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most merciful. He does not deprive any person from a reward for an act that he or she would love to do and they were not able to do it for an external reason. Akhi, if the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, إِذَا مَرِضَ الْعَبْدُ أَوْ سَافَرَ, if the servant of Allah travels, or if he gets sick, and he or she used to have a habit of either praying at night or fasting, voluntary fasting, this is the voluntary act of worship. So now they are traveling or they are sick, whereupon they cannot regularly do what they used to do in the past. كُتِبَ لَهُ, whatever they used to do in the case of their health, and whenever they were resident, will be recorded as is, and they will receive a full reward for it, because that has been interrupted for an external reason, for an emergency, sickness or traveling. So same thing, if a woman, alhamdulillah, shukla, has been fasting from the beginning of Ramadan, but the menses started in the last 10 days or nights of Ramadan, there is no problem whatsoever. Keep yourself busy with the dhikr and al-istighfar and al-dua. And just remember that after Ramadan, inshallah, excuse me, you must make up the same number of days which you missed due to the period, but you don't have to make up the prayers which you missed.
Yes, mashallah, what a jazakallah khair for that, and what a merciful Lord we have indeed. We have Brother Muhammad on the line from Syria. Assalamu alaikum, Muhammad.
Wa alaikum assalam, Shaykh.
Yes, brother, go ahead with your question, please.
Hello?
Assalamu alaikum, can you hear us, brother?
Wa alaikum assalam. Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
Wa alaikum assalam, Brother Muhammad. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Ramadan Kareem.
Same to you. Thank you so much.
My question is on purification of clothes. If after we've experienced janaba on our clothes, how we can purify it? And are we supposed to wash it in the washing machine with detergent or with just pure water? And my second question is concerning...
Okay, after purification of what? From what impurities?
From janaba, maybe from a wet dream.
You're talking about the clothes, right?
Yes, the clothes.
Okay, sure. Inshallah.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, next.
Yes.
And my second question is concerning prayer. If, for instance, we go to a prayer and we make a mistake while doing the prayer, how can we correct such mistake? If it's, for instance, we forget to recite a surah after Fatiha, or we forget to do the tashahud, or we forget to do it completely.
Sure. Okay.
Or
Inshallah.
forget to do the
Excuse me.
at the end of the... And also
Okay.
for nafila, if we're doing a nafila prayer, are we supposed to do the tashahud up to the assalamu alayna wa ayyuhan nabi wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh and stop, or are we supposed to continue to Allahumma salli ala Muhammad?
Okay. Inshallah.
Okay, jazakallah khair. We've got that all down. So we also have Sister Maria on the Maria on the line from Bahrain. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum
First of all,
assalam.
Sheikh, I'd like to thank you for the nice work, all you and all the mashayikh and Huda channel. You're doing all this, inshallah. Allah will bless you all in this and the next world, inshallah.
Ameen.
And Allah
Thank
give
you.
us hidayah, inshallah.
Ameen.
All
Jazakallah.
of us, all the Muslims. I'd like to ask you about this itikaf. I heard on one Pakistani channel that Sheikh was saying that women can do itikaf at home. And men have to be in the masjid for 10 days. They cannot go out at all, even for important work, even to attend the funeral in the graveyard. So I'd like to know whether this is correct or not.
طيب.
Jazakallah khair.
Thank you, Sister Maria. I will answer you, inshallah.
Yes, jazakallah khair. We have Brother Hamza from Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, sir?
Alhamdulillah. Hamza, كيف حالك?
Alhamdulillah. Sir, day before yesterday, I asked 3 questions. I don't know whether they are answered or not. The 3 questions. One about the mucus which is in the throat, and during the prayer if it comes while we are fasting. And how should we spit it out? Or we can swallow it, it is no problem. And the second question is the muazzin who is giving the Maghrib Azan while...
I believe the question pertaining mucus was not answered, and let me answer you quickly.
Alright, so sorry, sir.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
very sorry.
You don't worry, we were getting to actually. We're going to get to the muaddin, the question today, but inshallah maybe we can answer it here, inshallah.
My father asked me that please ask the sheikh that when in his father's bank account he is getting the interest, so he is disposing of it to give it to relatives. Is this halal or haram? We can do this or we cannot do this, like disposing it off.
Okay, we've got that.
Jazakumullah khair.
Wa iyyakum. We have Sister Muniba from Nigeria. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Muniba.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes, sister.
I lost my dad on the 10th of Ramadan. He was unable to fast. Are we to fast for him or what, sir?
May Allah have mercy on him. May Allah have mercy on him.
Amen.
And please accept
And
our
again,
condolence.
sir, I've tried as much as possible to recite the Holy Quran in Arabic, but not very well. So I always recite it in English. Is it okay?
Okay, so you're asking, you recite the Quran, your Arabic
in English, sir.
You mean you read the meaning?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
طيب, I would like to handle your question immediately, inshallah, after make dua for your deceased. May Allah have mercy on him.
Ameen.
And may Allah have mercy on all the mawta of the Muslimin,
Ameen.
those
Ameen.
who died in Ramadan and before or after Ramadan. May Allah have mercy on all of them.
Ameen.
And may Allah give you patience. If somebody dies during the month of Ramadan and he did not fast for any number of days because he or she was sick, so they're exempt from fasting, then they die in that sickness, they owe nothing, and their heirs as well owe nothing. Neither the fidya or the kafara, nor making up the fasting in their state, because they died in that sickness, or they died before they were healthy, before they were able to make it up, or to pay the fidya if they were chronically ill. So you owe nothing concerning the days which that person did not get to fast during Ramadan, and may Allah have mercy on him.
Ameen. Yes, we have brother we have brother Saeed on the line from Morocco. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yes, brother.
Yes, I would like to ask you a question about the zakat. I have about $15,000 saved during my hard work in the past, and now I don't have any job, and my health is it's not good, and there is no prospect of having any job in the future. Should I pay the zakat on this money?
Do you know how much is the zakat on the $10,000, ya Saeed?
Saeed, if you don't mind, could you please...
Amount.
I'm sorry?
Brother Saeed, if you don't mind, could you please turn your volume down, because I think you're waiting for the answer on the television rather than from us. So if you could please turn your volume down, then we can answer your question properly, bismillah.
Okay.
Saeed has a very valid question, and please pay attention to the answer, Brother Saeed. That he's laid off, or he reached an age where he cannot work anymore, and his entire saving after all is $10,000. So he doesn't have any other source of income. Does he owe a zakah on that? Yes, you owe a zakah on the amount which is zakatable because it exceeded the nisab.
Yes.
So $10,000, the zakah on it is only $250. And this part, once you take it out of your lawfully earned money, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you in your money, in your position, and you will have an increase. خذ من أموالهم صدقة تطهرهم وتزكيهم بها وصل عليهم إن صلاتك سكن لهم. So this zakah, which must be taken out of the saving, even though you don't have any other source of income, is a mean of purification for yourself and your wealth, and it is an increase. يمحق الله الربا ويربي الصدقات. Allah increases the reward of the sadaqat and blesses the money from which the sadaqah was taken out. And may Allah give you a way out and increase your provision. Ameen.
Ameen. Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh. And we have a sister from Egypt. Yes, Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Sister Dina, yes, please. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah. How are you doing, Dr. Muhammad?
Alhamdulillah. Thank you, sister.
Just have a quick question, if you don't mind. It's about bid'ah, about, people who innovate things during prayer, like, for instance, after you make ruku'ah, you're supposed to say Sama Allahu min al-hamda, then Rabbana wa lak al-hamd. But people usually say, usually hear people say Rabbana wa lak al-hamd wa shukr, and they raise their hands as, making dua.
Yes.
As, when you're making dua, you're raising your hands to make dua. So, I don't know, that's not even part of the sunnah. But
Okay.
I'm trying to tell them that you're supposed to pray as,
Yes. Yes, sister, you've got that question, yes?
Yeah, so what should we tell them?
Okay.
Okay.
Next. You said you have 4 questions. Can you present the remaining 3 questions, please?
Sister, I don't know if you've got your TV on or whether you're talking to somebody else, but inshallah, I mean, if you could you please present your other questions?
Just one more thing, please.
Okay. Yes?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you fine, yes.
Okay, Dr. Muhammad, I was wondering about the Sharia Academy, or when you're going to be teaching again in the Sharia Academy.
Okay.
I'm still currently teaching there, but I'm just not taking the live sessions.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Jazakallah khairan. We have Sister Eliza from Canada. Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, sister. How are you? You okay?
I have a couple of questions concerning the Surah number 23, ayah 5, 6, and 7, and also Surah number 70, ayah number 29. I would like to know if slavery is accepted in Islam or not, because there are many ayahs that are talking about that.
You need to repeat the number of the verses and chapters again, please, sister.
Yes, it's Surah number 23. I believe it's Mu'minun, and it's ayah 5, 6, and 7. And also the Surah number 70, and it's ayah 29.
Right, okay.
So my questions are, is slavery accepted in Islam or not?
Slavery, okay.
And if a man has 4 legal wives and 75 slaves, does he have the right to have sex with his 75 slaves?
You mean slave girls, not slaves.
Slavery.
Okay, I got it.
Well, of course, slaves.
Okay.
And the other question is, do they have the same rights than the 4 legal wives? What happens to his kids and his slaves when it comes to inheritance? Do they have the same rights as the 4 legal wives to financially support themselves?
Okay. Sister Isa, I would definitely, inshallah, be more than happy to answer all your questions in this regard, hopefully within this episode. But let me ask you one question.
Yeah.
What brought this subject to your mind? What brought it up, even though we don't have slavery anymore?
I beg your pardon?
What brought up this subject and the question to your mind, even though we don't have slavery anymore?
Well, I don't live in a country where there is actually slavery, but I believe that maybe there are some countries in the world where slavery is accepted.
Can you name some?
Oh, I don't know. But I just assume that there are some.
You said you believe there are some countries, and now you said you don't know. So I hope you're not talking about any Muslim country. Anyway, inshallah, we'll tackle this question in detail. Thank you.
Jazakallahu khairan. Ahmed from the United States of America, she had a question regarding gold that she was given as mahar, that she wasn't aware that she had to pay zakat on it, and she kept it for 20 odd years, and now she realizes she has to pay zakat on it. Does she have to pay it for this year as well as the previous 20 years?
Well, I discussed this also in the program of Fiqh of Zakah on gold and silver with regards to jewelry. And I said that Al-Jumhur, Al-Shafi'i wa Ahmad wa Malik are of the view that there is no zakat due on jewelry because it's similar to regular clothes or any adornment that a woman may wear. As long as she wears them for adornment for her husband or, amongst women, it is not for saving. Some people invest in saving gold.
Yes.
Imam Abu Hanifa, may Allah have mercy on him, and I discussed the detailed proofs of each party, and I supported what I believe through my study is close to the truth. Imam Abu Hanifa is of the view that a woman must pay the zakah on her gold possession, even if it is her jewelry as a result of dowry or for adornment, as long as it reaches the nisab. So this is the opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa, and this is what I feel comfortable with, and this is what I personally do with my family members. If they possess gold, I will pay zakah on it if it reaches the nisab. So for a woman who is not paying in the past, and now she believes that this is a sound proof or a stronger opinion, and she decided she does not owe any zakah on the past years, because there is also a valid opinion of the Jumhur that adopts the view that it is not zakatable. So if you follow the opinion of Abu Hanifa, and once again I feel this is much stronger and it is safer, of course.
Yes.
So in this condition, you don't owe any zakah on a gold that you did not pay its zakah in the past. Wallahu a'lam.
Okay, so in either case,
so that's a win-win game.
Yeah, so basically for all across the board, she doesn't have to pay zakat for anything in the past. Jazakallah khairan. There was a question from Sister Sakina in the United Arab Emirates, and she asked, does a woman have to obey her husband if, as they do in some cultures, they do the aqd of the nikah, so they do the contract, the marriage contract, but they may not live with each other, they may not live together as man and wife, they may maybe go out together, or maybe talk on the phone, but does the wife does she have to obey her husband during this time?
Amongst the mutual rights between a couple is at-ta'ah. For a woman, she must obey her husband. If he commands her to do anything, that's not a disobedience, and within her capacity and for the welfare of the entire family. And Al-Quran summarized that both have rights and duties in verse number 2 to 8 to 28 of Surah Al-Baqarah by saying, وَلَهُنَّ مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. And I like normally to quote this verse whenever we speak about obedience to the husband, because right away you'll find somebody who's sitting in one of those European countries will cut and paste and say, look, slavery, and a wife is considered in Islam as a slave. That is not true. وَلَهُنَّ مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. For them, لَهُنَّ is a feminine pronoun. For the wives, there are مِثْلُ الَّذِي عَلَيْهِنَّ, rights similar to those which are due upon them. So there are equality in rights and duties. So at-ta'ah from the wife and the entire financial support on the man.
Yes,
so
indeed.
Now the marriage was not consummated yet, which means she's still living in her dad's house or in her house. She did not move to her husband's house.
Yes.
So he is not responsible financially to support her because she did not move to his territory. Nor is she obliged to obey him because she did not consummate the marriage yet. She did not move to his house. She is not obliged to obey him because she must obey her dad or the guardian so for instance, the dad says, okay, you can meet him, but you guys cannot meet in private. Why am I saying that? Because many problems erupt as a result of that. There is a marriage contract. In many cultures, marriage contract means that they're married, but it doesn't mean that they can have the khalwa or the privacy, because they have not declared the marriage yet. She did not move to his house officially. They did not consummate the marriage. So people are used to that. So if he asks her, you gotta come with me, we gotta go to this place, we're gonna have privacy, we're gonna have an intimate relationship, and she says, well, the sheikh says, you must obey the husband. No, you don't. In this regard, you don't. Why? Because if it happens and she conceives before consummating the marriage, before people know officially that they are married, it is very, very problematic for her and for the guardian, for the family, for her family members. So at-ta'a is due once she gives herself up to the husband by moving to his property or his house or his flat.
Barakallahu feek, Sheikh. We have Sister Ridwana on the line from Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum, Sister.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Yes, Sister.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Yes, Dr. Sheikh, I just wanted to ask a question regarding the bribing. For example, like I have a plot, and last 8 years we had not paid the tax for it. So this year when I went back home, we had to pay 8 years of the tax. And one of my brother-in-law said that he knows, and it was about 40,000.
What is this lot for?
The plot. We have a plot.
A plot of land, yes?
A plot of land,
okay.
Yes.
Correct. What is it for?
Pardon?
What do you use it for?
It is just an asset. We have. It is just an asset. We do give zakah on that, and all that we do that. We just a plot for an asset, just to future.
So you bought it as an investment. Is this what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So according to the rule of the country, we had to pay the tax. So we paid the tax, 40,000. I mean, it was 40,000. My brother-in-law said he knows somebody in the tax department. So he said he will go and make it less. So he went and we paid about 32. So the rest, maybe if it was 40,000, if he has asked his friend to make it less, and maybe he has given some money to him and said that this is too much and all that stuff, and we have paid about 32. So now my worry is that it is a kind of a bribe. So in case the total the remaining amount which he has not paid, do you think I should pay it back to somebody, or what is the ruling for this? Can you please answer this? Thank you so much.
Inshallah.
Jazakallahu khairan. Inshallah, it's time for the break. So please stay tuned and catch us again soon afterwards to carry on with answering your questions at Ask Huda. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Virtues of Ramadan. The month of Ramadan is the best month of the entire year according to Islam. It has many virtues that Muslims should benefit from. Do not lose the chance of this blessed month and join Dr. Haytham Al-Haddad in his program Virtues of Ramadan.
Ramadan is a very unique opportunity for all of us. It is a very unique occasion for all Muslims all over the world. We are going to discuss certain issues related to Qiyamul Layl and how to observe the night prayer. We are also going to speak about zakah, insha'Allah. We are going to speak about sadaqah.
Virtues of Ramadan in Ramadan on Huda TV. Amazing stories. In this program, we get to know about people of the past whose stories were mentioned in the Islamic tradition and related by the Prophet, peace be upon him.
That verily us, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we tell you about the best of the stories. We tell you about the best of the stories. When we narrate a story, when we read a story, when we try to benefit from a story, what we are trying to do in reality is to go back through the steps, through the different parts and sections of this story until the story is actually completed, and that we can take the actual benefit directly from the story.
Sheikh Lutfi will narrate these stories in his program Amazing Stories.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered one of the lands to come closer, the destination. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered one whole city to come closer, to move closer to this dead person.
Amazing Stories in Ramadan on Huda TV.
The story of Adam alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught Adam the names of everything. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam approached that fire and he was surprised. The arrow killed the boy. If you want to be saved in this world, get on the ark of Islam.
نحن نقص عليك أحسن القصص بما أوحينا إليك هذا القرآن وإن كنت من قبله لمن الغافلين.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the second part of our show, Ask Huda today. And as ever, our numbers are 00202 38555 248 and 249. And you can also email us at ask@huda.tv. And we have already on the line a brother from Saudi Arabia, Brother Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. My friend, my question is something regarding zakat.
Yes.
Is zakat mandatory for the gold that is kept as a safe, or it is only for the gold which is being used?
Okay, so gold that is used as stored, or do you say plate, or do you say is gold that's just stored?
It seems like you just tuned in, Brother Muhammad, because this question was answered just a couple of minutes before the break. But inshallah, zakah is due on the gold whether it is shaped or not shaped, bladed or saved or invested or used as a jewelry, once it reaches the nisab.
Okay, Jazakallah khairan, Brother Muhammad. We have Brother Rizwan from Qatar. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, brother. What is your question?
Yeah, my question is regarding zakat. I have two lands. One land is I have paid fully. There's another land I have taken a loan from Islamic Bank and I'm still paying.
Right, okay.
Other than that, I have some jewelry, like 665 grams total jewelry worth.
Okay.
So I want to know whether I have to pay this zakat.
Okay. Okay, we've got that. Jazakallah khairan. We have Brother Abu Salman from Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam, Sheikh. How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah.
I have a question about the banking system here in Saudi Arabia, which they give loan, but they said they will pay it, but not with the interest, but with the tawarruk system. So I just want to confirm if this, because they are claiming that this is Islamically with the Sharia compliance, this tawarruk system. What is this?
If you're talking about the typical tawarruk, many of the scholars said that tawarruk is permissible. And unfortunately, we don't have time to explain it since I discussed it repeatedly in the past, because there are many questions pending. So if it is typical tawarruk, according to many of the scholars, contemporary and past scholars, it is permissible.
So we can take cash from the bank and pay it with an
I didn't say that though. I said if it is a typical tawarruk, so you gotta read the contract, and if this is a typical tawarruk, then it is permissible. Okay?
Oh, okay.
And you read between the lines. If there is anything that says interest or interest rate, then this is riba, of course. And I don't really care whether it's done in America or in Saudi Arabia or anywhere. It is not the country which determines is halal or haram. We see people deal with riba around the Kaaba. Okay?
What do you mean by physical tabarruk? Do I need to see the item?
As I say, this is a subject, it's lengthy to discuss, and unfortunately, we have many pending questions. If I would answer it, it would be in the same order. Okay?
Okay. Jazakallah khair.
Okay, Jazakallah khair, Brother Abu Salman. And we have Brother Muhammad in Nigeria on the line. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Muhammad?
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, brother. Welcome to the program. Please ask your question.
Yes, I would like to know, a zakat that is used in building a mosque in a village, whether it is valid. Is that zakat valid?
Okay, so zakat used to build a mosque in a village where the village doesn't actually have a masjid. Can we use zakat for that, right?
Yes.
No, Muhammad. The zakah money is not permissible to use it to build a masjid. It should be built from the fund of the state or the government, or at least if the state or the government is not a Muslim being, then at least the voluntary charity of the Muslims. Muslims must chip in order to build a masjid. But as zakah, the mandatory charity is haqqul faqir, is the right of the poor. It is not permissible that the rich people will build a masjid to pray in and benefit out of it, and the poor would be still starving.
Okay, Brother Muhammad, hopefully that answers your question. There was a question we had from Sister Bilqis from Nigeria some time ago, and it was regarding she has some money she's kept it for 9 months, so hasn't past a year yet, but she would like to pay zakat on it right now.
So basically she will pay the zakat in advance in order to capture the opportunity of paying the zakat or sadaqah Ramadan.
Exactly.
Absolutely, there is no problem as long as it is in advance, not postponed. Also, let me remind the viewers with a very important thing, that you brothers and sisters hear and read in the Quran, Laylatul Qadri khayrun min alfi shahr, right? So, alhamdulillah, we focus most on ibadah, recitation of the Quran, and night prayer, and tahajjud, etc. There is one bab, or one avenue, which we neglect, which is given in a charity, particularly on the nights of the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Because if the one night is superior to 1,000 month, similarly, one charity that you give has the same magnitude of reward. So please increase giving in a charity Ramadan, and what the sister just planned to do, to pay her sadaqah or mandatory zakah in advance in order to coincide the opportunity of Ramadan is such an intelligent choice.
Excellent. And then obviously the year will start again, so then she should do it again next year
Ramadan.
in the same time in Ramadan as well. Excellent. Jazakallah khairan, Shaykh.
Sister Maria asked a question I really like to give some attention to.
Yes, please.
It's because it's pertaining i'tikaf.
Yes.
And i'tikaf have started already yesterday, and the reason we're not in i'tikaf because we are with you, and we hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will also give us the reward with the intention. I'tikaf is a prophetic tradition. It has a great reward. The Prophet ﷺ initially made i'tikaf for 20 days and nights. Then afterward he limited to the last 10 nights and days of Ramadan. The purpose of i'tikaf in Ramadan is in order to seek Laylatul Qadr, so that you will be in the masjid 24/7. And if a person is in the masjid in i'tikaf, he is allowed to eat, to drink, to exit, to use the bathroom, answer the call of nature, to pick up his food, drop his wife, necessary things, but not to follow the funeral, not to visit the sick. That to be done after the i'tikaf. And not to go to work, not to do unnecessary things. But in i'tikaf, can I talk to you or sit in and we discuss things and certain issues? Yes, it is permissible. Some people believe that in i'tikaf you're not allowed to talk, you zip off your mouth. That is not true. In Nadartu lirrahmani sawman, that was the statement of Maryam, Allah instructed her, but that was in the past. Fasting from talking is only in the past, but it's not permissible in our time.
So it's in the previous Sharia, not the Sharia of the Muhammad.
Now you can talk in the masjid, but you talk not vain talk. You talk in something that is useful. You economize your talking, you utilize your time in the best way. And with regards to the last part of her question, which is, as a woman, she heard that it's okay to do i'tikaf at home. No, it is not permissible. The right view that i'tikaf is got to be done not in a masjid. A masjid where the jama'ah is established in it, and not a musalla. A masjid where Salatul Jumu'ah is held in it. So that you don't have to leave the masjid in order to pray Jumu'ah somewhere else. Once you enter the i'tikaf, you are with your intention. If somebody entered the i'tikaf and his intention was to do the 10 days and nights of Ramadan, then he found himself has to leave, he owes nothing, he can just leave. And when he come back, he starts over. If somebody entered and his intention is to do i'tikaf of one night or a few hours, it is permissible. لأنه لا حد لأقله. Even if somebody entered the Masjid of Ramadan and he wanted to do i'tikaf only during the time of tahajjud or qiyam, similar to what people do in the haram, that is permissible as well. It doesn't have to be the entire package. Obviously, the sunnah is to do the last 10 days and nights, and that started yesterday. If anyone wanted to enter the i'tikaf for the last 10 days and nights, it would be before sunset of Monday. But now if anybody wants to catch up, he was not able to take a vacation for the entire 10 days and nights, perhaps a weekend, such as in Europe and in the States, people would come in abundance in order to do i'tikaf during the weekend. That too is permissible. Everybody collects some share. وَفِي ذَلِكَ فَلْيَتَنَافَسِ الْمُتَنَافِسُونَ. But the idea of women doing i'tikaf at home, that is not valid.
Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh. Yes, we have Brother Abdul Rauf from Saudi Arabia. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam, Abdul Rauf.
How is your iman, Sheikh?
May Allah increase it.
Sheikh, my question is, I have told my wife to pay zakah on her gold, what she owns. Is that okay?
Okay, so you're not paying for her.
I have told her to pay it by herself.
Oh, okay. It is okay, but my question is, you're not the one who's paying for it?
No, I have told her to pay it.
Okay,
She can pay it from her gold. She has plenty of gold, and I have told her to pay it from her gold.
Yeah.
Okay, so pay zakat on her gold from her gold, right.
And my question number 2 is, can zakat be paid on Gregorian calendar by addition of 10 days?
Can you repeat that again, please, brother? Can zakat be
paid on the basis of Gregorian calendar? With the addition
based on Gregorian calendar, right.
No,
okay.
no.
Okay, khalas, that's a quick
it's
one.
based on the lunar Islamic calendar because it is about 13-14 days shorter than the Gregorian calendar. And we go by the moon citation and by the Islamic calendar.
Yes, okay. Jazakallah khairan for that question, brother. Brother Zaid in Libya had a question where he found that in Libya, the place where he is, they do Taraweeh, but they don't do Tahajjud in Jama'ah.
Okay.
What can Brother Zaid do?
Do Tahajjud on your own. Form a Jama'ah with your spouse, with your wife. These are all nawafil, whether Taraweeh or Qiyamul Layl or Tahajjud, these are voluntary prayers. If the masajid do not offer that, or certain masjid does not offer that because they don't have an imam who can lead them in prayer, so some people can do it on their own if the masjid is open, or they can do it at home. Obviously in the masjid, in congregation, is much greater with regards to their word and with regards to motivating everybody else to stand up in prayer. Because if you're praying at home, you may feel sleepy, you may be persuaded by other activities, but if they don't offer it, do it yourself, by yourself at home.
Barakallahu feekum, Shaykh. I'd like to end the program now, as it's come to that time again, by thanking the Shaykh, Jazakallahu khairan, for his expert advice and guidance. I'd like to thank you, the viewers, who without this contribution, this show would not be possible. And I'd like to ask you all to make dua for all of us, because these are the last 10 days of Ramadan. Please make the most of them, and please tune in tomorrow at Ask Huda. And also, do not forget to visit our website at www.huda.tv. And also, you can support this program or any of the Huda programs actually, by emailing support@huda.tv with any ideas that you may have. And of course, you can also email this show, where we can take your questions, as we do with the calls, at ask@huda.tv. That leaves me just to end with Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you tomorrow inshallah.
If my love is attached to thee, then from sins I will be free. Each time my heart will beat, your name will resound with heat. Allah is my heart's speech, your mercy is what I beseech. Keep in my heart your remembrance, and in your deen allow me to advance. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate test. Help me in my quest, permit me to pass the ultimate